Oklahoma State has tons of new coaches, players, names, faces, and new numbers to get familiar with as we enter fall camp. And thank you, dear 8-pound, 11-ounce baby Jesus, for allowing the Zane train to pull on station and be moving just fine.
You are Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Howdy, y'all, and hello, all. Welcome back to Locked On Oklahoma State, your top stop for all things Cowboy and Cowgirl related. My name is Cody Stovall. I want to thank you kindly for stopping by to make this your first listen. We're available on all of your podcasting platforms, visually as well on YouTube. Find me personally on X at Old State. Today, we get to roll right into the conversation that has me more excited than a pig and poo, and that is Zane Flores showed up to practice, and he looked just fine. We thought maybe it was going to take a couple days to see if some of the conversations about his potential toe injury was going to end up being a problem. It seems as though that was just a bunch of smoke and a bunch of mirrors, because Zane Flores, at least according to the clips that were put out by Oklahoma State yesterday, he looks fine. He's running around practice, fine. He's doing drills, fine. He's running over bags, fine. Running around tackles, fine. Throwing off platform, just fine. Therefore, it appears as though the Zane Flores toe injury was just something that was unfounded. Thankfully, we all get to sit here and embrace the fact that the Zane train can now continue, because this is likely one of the most exciting quarterbacks we've potentially had since the Mason Rudolph era days. I know Shane Illingworth was a little exciting in the beginning, but for whatever reason, it didn't come to fruition, and then he transferred and it didn't really work out for him at his transfer destination. Same could be said to some degree about Spencer Sanders. He was cruising, things were looking good. He goes somewhere else and doesn't end up playing at Ole Miss. So we had major quarterbacks like Garrett Rangel, who were part of the Elite 11, but so was Zane Flores. And this is the guy that is now replacing Garrett Rangel. And clearly the upside is significantly higher, at least that's viewed synonymously within the coaching staff. The Zane Flores does, in fact, give us something that we haven't had in a very long time. He has the arm capabilities of a Mason Rudolph. Whenever you're throwing for almost 9,500 yards in high school, you're missing a Nebraska, the Gatorade Player of the Year. That kind of speaks for itself, right? But we haven't got to see it yet. So all of the glimpses that the coaches have seen that tell them that this guy may be the next big thing in Stillwater America, we haven't seen it on Saturdays quite yet. And a large portion of that has been because of the offensive inefficiencies, or him just not being ready, or physically having some injuries that has popped up and required surgery. We haven't got to see what the 6'3", 215-pound former running back 3 in the previous spring could do on Saturdays. This does not take away from the fact that Hejny is still a bad mamma jamma that has elite 100-meter speed. So I'm still firmly in the camp of, if Zane Flores and Hejny are both healthy, it's advantageous to put both of them on the field. I wouldn't even be opposed to having them both on the field at the same time, right? I keep digging back to the Sean Gleason 3-quarterback system he ran at Princeton, because all 3 quarterbacks could run, all 3 quarterbacks could throw. So it did give them a lot of leverage, which is what made him very successful before coming to Oklahoma State. Naturally, he had to kind of fit into the offense that we were running, which was obviously not predicated upon multiple mobile quarterbacks. Nonetheless, it has been successful at certain points in time. We saw it out of J.W. Walsh and Clint Shelf. I have no doubt that it can be successful again, primarily because of Doug Meacham. Doug Meacham has the iteration of the old school 2012, the Trayvon Boykin, the new age offenses, and some of the things that he learned at TCU. He's mixing it all together, and I think that we have the versatility at the quarterback position between Zane Flores and Hejny to make some major things happen. We all know that the quarterback drives most of the success on a football team. We also know that this is a very quarterback-driven league, and in order for the Big 12 to have Oklahoma State squarely in the mix at the end of the season for competing in the Big 12 championship, it is going to take these quarterbacks to step up and have major seasons. Again, I don't necessarily think it has to be just one, but it does feel as though that we're back to this idea that Zane Flores is going to get more than enough ample opportunities throughout the course of the fall camp to get enough snaps, to make an impression, to potentially raise his ceiling to being that QB1 the very first game of the season. I still fully anticipate that Hejny will have packages if Zane Flores does, in fact, win this quarterback one job. The ceiling is very high. And whenever you look back at some of the best that have done it at Oklahoma State, they weren't necessarily this heralded coming in to the system. That's another thing that I'm very excited about is the system. If we're having the zone blocking scheme back in action and we're having our quarterbacks run a little version of the RPO and have the ability to get outside the pocket and extend plays with the amount of tight ends that we have, with the size and speed that we have collectively at wide receiver, I do think that this sets us up to have a successful offense. Not to mention the fact that we're going to take some deep shots. We're going to take some chunks, which is going to depend on the 50-50 balls from the wide receivers. Clips of Christian Fitzpatrick at Marshall are worth the watch. The things that Cam Abshire was able to do from a statistical perspective is very worth its while. Same could be said about Terrell Davis coming over from UCO. And then Shotomide-King was the factor coming into the season that I was most anticipatory of. Regardless, it is good to know that Zane Flores is, in fact, healthy, or at least it seems like he's healthy. And that's not really an injury that you can kind of hide a whole lot. I mean, perhaps if you're going to have him stand in the pocket and just do those kind of drills, you could mask a potential toe injury. But it appears as though R.A. and McLean were dead on here with this one. The Zane stuff was just a bunch of fluff that got matriculated around somehow. Regardless, it doesn't matter because evidently it wasn't true. Because I don't think you can move that way and cut that way and move over those bags that way and plant that way if you legitimately had a toe injury, especially a broken toe. So maybe we can just chalk it up to off season, not necessarily having a lot of newsworthy moments, and somebody was just creating a moment. But here we are, and thankfully, we don't have to stress about it. We don't have to worry about whether Zane Flores is going to be on the field rocking and rolling or not with Hauss Hejny, because now we get to see it. I'm excited about what Zane Flores can provide. I'm excited because so many people are excited within the program and externally as well. Some people that cover recruiting for a living have been high on Zane Flores for a very, very long time. Athletically, I think he's been an extremely intriguing prospect. The fact that Matt Rule got hired by Nebraska and they still were not able to kind of solidify him as being an heir apparent is a big deal. Mike Gundy did a very good job in landing Zane Flores, and even more so, retention of Zane Flores. Naturally, Zane loves being in Stillwater. He's got a house in Stillwater. His family's there quite often. So that has a barrier of keeping some of the craziness out, of course. It would be one thing if he just didn't like his time in Stillwater, but clearly he does. And having that investment could equal more cohesiveness in the offense in general. It's going to take some time for the offensive line to gel. But whenever you have that week 2 matchup against Oregon looming large, that has to be a big moment for everybody on the roster to take advantage of the situation. Because if you do, in fact, take down Oregon, it catapults the rest of your season quite tremendously. So much so that I think that even dictates what the scheduling could potentially look like. Right? There's going to be a lot of dates that are TBD or times that are TBD. And I think a lot of it hinges on that Oregon game. Because if you do beat Oregon, you put yourself in a position that you're kind of a marquee matchup and you're going to want to be viewed by some of the fans all across the country. However, if you do what everyone expects is going to happen and you lose to Oregon, then, perhaps you get more 11 a.m. kickoffs. But if you beat Oregon, some of those primetime matchups would be ridiculous if they did not want to include Oklahoma State in those prime windows. So that is a big opportunity, not only for Oklahoma State, not only for Hauss Hejny, Zane Flores, Mike Gundy, but the Big 12 in general. The Big 12 needs this W, just like the Big 12 needs to take note of some of the Cowboys that we have coming on the roster that are new. It's all about having the right energy at the right time to raise your game. It is time to fuel up and turn up with 5-Hour Energy. This is the transfusion season. It's going to bring the bold grape, ginger, and the lime flavor with your favorite golf drinks, minus the alcohol, all right, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with your buddies, this one is a hole-in-one, a can't miss for your energy game. Some days out on the golf course or off of it, you just need a little extra boost to stay sharp and stay energized and stay dialed in. Has anyone in your golf group ever tried to pull off a ridiculous bet, like a crazy wager on a hole or a shot, and maybe it did or didn't go down? With 5-hour energy, you're going to have the energy to make sure it goes down every single time. What's the most ridiculous shot you've ever had or taken on a golf course? 5-hour energy is going to help you bring the best out of your golf game. Golf is all about having good times, good people, good moments, and the good flavors actually are a big benefit. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the bad cart. So if you need to go to 5hourenergy.com, you need to do it today. That is the number 5hourenergy.com. You can use the promo code LOCKEDONGOLF, all one word, to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid through September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36 holes and let the bets flow, get the energy flowing with it. Get the energy boost you need to power through all 18 plus more. Order the transfusion flavored 5-hour energy shot today. Head on over to get your 5-hour energy so you can be the king of the links. Now we get to shift gears here into the fall camp roster, and more importantly, we're going to talk about some of the coaches that I think are the most important factor in all of this. But before we do that, we do have to discuss this roster because there's a ton of new names and there's a ton of new faces that we have to get familiar with. Obviously, quarterback, we've been talking about it. Zane Flores, Hauss, Hejny, Banks Bowen, and Mason Schubert from Stillwater, America. At running back, Jaden Allen Hendricks is unfortunately hurt. Then you have Freddie Brock, who should be healthy here before too long. Then you have freshman DJ Duggar coming in. DJ Duggar will rock number 22. Freddie Brock will rock number 25. Jaden Allen Hendricks will rock number 28. Rodney Fields back in number 20. Caleb Hicks rocking number 1. Trent Hallen stays in number 24. And Sesi Valahe sticks with number 3. Then you have the wide receivers. Well, I guess I should mention Hauss Hejny did change from number 4 to number 8. Zane Flores stays at 6. Banks Bowen takes that number 4 jersey, and Mason Schubert rocks number 10. And then we talk about the wide receiver. The 6'4" Cam Abshire is going to be rocking number 14. Then you have the freshman rocking number 11, Royal Capel. Number 2 from UCO, Terrell Davis. Christian Fitzpatrick is going to stick with number 16 that he wore at Marshall. Then you have Gavin Freeman sticking with number 17 like he should. Then you have Trey Griffiths coming in. This is going to be his redshirt freshman season, rocking number 13. Cam Herb sticking with number 81. Sam Jackson, the 5th, is rocking number 18. Jalen Lloyd, number 19. DeJuan Lofton sticks with number 5. Betrayal Lopez dropping in number 84. Then you have Jaden Perez at 83. Cam Powell, number 15. Shamar Rigby, number 7. Talon Shetron, number 2. Shotomide-King sticks with number 9. The tight ends. Grayson Brousseau will have number 85 on. Oscar Hammond from North Texas will be rocking number 87. Will Money will be rocking number 86. Quentin Stewart sticks with number 82. Carson Suesu, who I think could have a very, very big campaign this upcoming season, is going to be rocking number 80. And then Jordan Viborni, the other freshman, is rocking number 88. Get that Des Bryant action in there at tight end. I'll take it. Offensive lineman. True freshman Jalen Beckley will rock number 65. Tyler Brumfeld will be rocking 71. Louis Canepa in 66. Kason Carpenter, 51. Miguel Chavez coming over from Muskogee. The freshman's in number 73. Big dude, 6'5", 305 pound. Davis Dotson's in number 78. Simona, I ain't going to murder that last name. You will be a freshman rocking number 30 or 57. Caleb Hackelman, number 63. Riker Half, true freshman from Owasso, in number 67. Then you have another big fella, Jarrett Henry, rocking 64. Austin Kwecky stays with number 51. He's up quite a bit. I think when he originally came to Oklahoma State, was he not like 6'4", 220 pounds? I could be incorrect. Somebody correct me down in the comment section. But I believe Austin Kwecky come in and he was nowhere near 300 pounds. So it's pretty good to see. Then you have a Nuku Mafi rocking number 69. Noah McKinney's still in number 77. Jameson is going to be in number 62. Markel Samuel, the big get in the transfer portals, in number 70. Stillwater High's own Jacoby Sanders is rocking number 75. Virginia Tech transfer, 6'6", 305 pounds. Bob Schick will be rocking number 76. Nebraska transfer Grant Segrin will be in number 74. Gage Stanilan's in number 79. Lavaca, the Weber State transfer, is going to be rocking number 72. Matthew Wade, redshirt freshman, is in number 61. Then we jump to the defensive ends. Rashad Bradley, number 44. Deshaun Brown sticks with number 87. So does Landon Dean with an 88. Kyron Duhan is going to be rocking 33. Jalil Johnson stays in number 95. Michael Riles, the true freshman, will be rocking number 42. Defensive tackle from Virginia, Michael Deotta, will be rocking number 81. Sidvini Havili Kafusi from BYU is rocking number 17. That is pretty random for a defensive tackle, but I'll take it. Aiden Kelly, the opposite, is number 71. Armstrong Nodum, big beast, is going to be rocking number 94. The other big beast, Imon Oates, is going to be rocking number 99. Demarion Thomas, coming over from Vanderbilt, is going to be in number 96. Redshirt freshman making some noise. Luke Webb will be rocking number 88, and number 54 will be Austin Young. Outside linebackers, Chindavian Bradley in number 16, which is the same as he wore at Hutch, winning a national title. Malik Charles rocking number 0. Wendell Gregory is in number 4. Tamarick Johnson sticks with number 46. Taj McCoy sticks with number 40, coming over from Colorado. And Puaso Utu sticking with number 35 again. Then you have Ike Essenwoon still in 25. Brian McCoy is going to rock number 5. Brandon Rawls is going to rock number 6. Darius Thomas will be rocking number 24. Trip White in number 30. Gunnar Wilson, number 50. Carl Vion Young, the freshman, will be rocking number 38. Safety, DeAndre Boykins, the redshirt senior, will be rocking at number 15. Landon Cleveland sticks with number 14. Jeremy Cook will be in 12. Cam Epps still in number 7. David Kamongo will stick with number 18 coming into his sophomore season. Cooper Lai, number 29. Mordecai McDaniel, number 32. Jacoby Olivant, 26. I expected him to be in a single-digit number, but there's a lot of upperclassmen, so I kind of get him still being a number 6. But he's going to play a significant amount, I feel like, this season, so we need to get familiar. Same with Saquon Patterson, rocking number 28 and absolutely killing it. Jatavian Pierce will be in number 31. Parker Robertson sticks with his number 8. Dylan Smith, number 11. Aiden Webb will be rocking number 36. Now we get to the cornerbacks. Jalen Davies sticks with number 2. LaDainian Fields changes to number 9. Eric Fletcher will be number 13. Kobe Foreman will be number 22. Drayden Fulbright will be rocking 39. Raymond Gay II will still be number 27. Kenneth Harris will remain number 23. J.K. Johnson snags the coveted 1 jersey. Carrington Pierce will be number 20. Cam Smith sticks with number 3. Cale Smith also sticks with 10. New punter Chase Berry will be with number 49. Aiden Davenport, long snapper, will be 57. Jackson Duffield, another long snapper, will be with 53. Shea Frybaum will stick with number 44. Wes Paul, he's sticking with number 90. Gabe Panikowski, the new kicker, is rocking number 39. Kason Strum still in 59. Logan Ward is in number 19. Coaching staff. This is the exciting factor for me this season. When anybody keeps asking me, why is Oklahoma State going to be better? Of course, I'm going to talk about the talent. I'm going to talk about the transfers, the increases in speed all the way across the board. But the biggest thing is this coaching staff. I think Theron H is going to do remarkable things from a wide receiver perspective. And I think you're seeing some of that out on the recruiting trail. O-line coach, the Cowboy, Cooper Bassett, has come home. Safeties coach got upgraded, Greg Brown, from his previous staff. Linebackers coach, Cap Deedy. Defensive coordinator, Todd Grantham, will also coach the outside linebackers. Quarterbacks coach, Kevin Johns. Offensive coordinator and inside receivers coach, Doug Meacham. Another Cowboy offensive line coach, Andrew Mitchell. Cornerback coach, Jules Montanar. I'm insanely high on Jules Montanar. Defensive line coach, Ryan Osborne. Running backs coach, Corey Patterson. Special teams coach, Sean Snyder. And tight ends coach, DJ Taialavea. The coaching staff, I think, is the X factor for this football season. I would have preferred that Hauss Hejny stay with number 4, but he's a number 8 guy. That's what he rocked in high school. We discussed that he would like to be in number 8. So him coming up with Milo K. Smith having number 8 wasn't ideal. And we had conversations about how I think you should go to number 4. You're going to be the next J.W. Walsh, rock J.W. Walsh. So I was hoping that he would stick with the J.W. Walsh number, but nonetheless, Banks Bond has that JW in him as well to some degree. So I'm excited to see the new faces. I'm excited that Zane Flores is, in fact, not rocking around in a boot or limping or having any difficulties with a toe injury. All good things. But now we just need to get familiar with the names and the numbers and the coaches because it's all new. This is not something that we're accustomed to. We're used to having dudes for 4 or 5 years. So a little bit of different time, which is okay. The Cowboys have a new Hall of Honor class, and there's the 6 members have been inducted into the Hall of Honor, not the Ring of Honor. I know there was some people that were freaking out because Hartley Dykes was named to the Hall of Honor, and people thought that he was replacing Justin Blackmon in the Ring of Honor, just because Justin Blackmon had a run-in with law enforcement over some drinking activities. I don't think that is going to play a factor in him not being to the Ring of Honor. So the Hall of Honor is a little bit of a distinction from the Ring of Honor. But the Hall of Honor class of 2025 is Arlen Clark from men's basketball, Alex Derringer from wrestling, Hartley Dykes, Cowboy wide receiver from back in the day, Jamie Fouch, softball, Victor Hovland, obviously men's golf, Earl McCready, wrestling. They will all be part of the ceremony for this Ring of Honor class, and it's really exciting. So Arlen Clark, he was a 2-time All-American. He was a 1959 NCAA leader in free throw percentage. He averaged 17.3 points a game and 6.6 boards a game, which was 3rd nationally in free throw percentage as well at 86.4%. Then you have Alex Derringer. The wrestler was a 3-time individual NCAA champion and a 4-time All-American. He was a 2016 winner of the Hodge Trophy, which is obviously the Heisman for wrestling, and he was the Big 12 Wrestler of the Year as well. Hartley Dykes, 1988 consensus All-American in the same year that Barry was breaking every record known to man. He finished his career as the Big 8's reception yards leader. He was a first-round draft pick in 1989. He averaged 121 yards receiving per game and 1.3 receiving touchdowns per game in 1988. Then you have Jamie Fouch, a 3-time All-American, first-team All-American twice in 1997 and 1998, followed by Victor Hovland, 2019 National Player of the Year and the Big Hogan Award recipient. He led Oklahoma State to the 2018 NCAA team title alongside Matt Wolf. So it's a little surprising that Matt's not being mentioned in some of this, but nonetheless, he was participating in the 2018 U.S. Amateur Champion. He was a low amateur at the Masters and the U.S. Open. He entered like gangbusters, 2-time Olympian, a 2-time member of the European Ryder Cup, was also the 2019 Big 12 Player of the Year. Lastly, you have Earl McCready, another wrestling legend from back in the day, 3-time NCAA individual champion, 3-time All-American, 3-time NCAA team champion, a 1928 Olympian, and a 1977 inductee into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Coached by the legendary Ed Gallagher. All right, y'all. That's all we're going to have for this one right here. As always, you know I love you. God bless. Go Bucks. Thank you for tuning in to make this your first listen here in Locked On Oklahoma State. You could be anywhere, so happy you choose to be here. Do me a favor and like it if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. That's okay too. More importantly, share, comment, and subscribe. The podcast and people out there, you are everything that makes this work. I appreciate what you do. Do what you do. Hit the stars. Leave a review. All right, y'all. Later, taters.